What's up, everybody? My name is Justin Curry Sr. and this is Jus10, the EYBL Journey, Episode 1, Origins. Corny, yeah, I know. But this is really just for family, friends, people who can't see him as often as we do. So this series is just going to chronicle Justin's first year on the Nike EYBL circuit, which is the top AAU league in the US. So Justin's going to make some appearances in this blog, but for the most part, it's just going to be me speaking, providing some insights. So call this Origins because I'm just going to talk about today how we got here. So I don't want to make this too much about me, but I am the originator, right? So he came from me. And I played high school basketball back before Y2K, that long ago. And I did okay, played a little small NAIA ball in North Dakota. And then extremely short-lived shot at semi-pro. And I've been a has-been ever since. But my passion is training players. And that's where Justin comes in. So he was born January 27th, 2008 at 2:30 p.m. And you can go look this game up on YouTube. LeBron was playing Kobe in LA. And I was annoyed with my wife because she was giving birth and the game was about to come on. And I'm like, dude, like Cleveland only goes to LA once a year. And I think I had missed the other one. I was like, can we hurry this thing along? You know what I mean? I'm kidding, I joke. But so he came out just before the game, and I always tell the story when the nurse placed him on the table, man, his arms stretched outside of the little box she put him in, and she just gasped. She said, look at his hands. He has some big ass hands and long arms. And I was like, all right, well, I guess he's going to be a basketball player. It's decided. So, you know, we were living in the suburbs of Chicago at the time. And so, you know, if you know anything about Chicago, they had WGN. That's where all the Bulls games were broadcast. And Chicago is on Central Time. So they're an hour behind Indiana. So if it's 7 o'clock in Indiana, it's 6 o'clock in Illinois. So that was great. The games would come on pretty early. And here's how I knew something was up. So when Justin, he was about 3 months old, I think this was like March and April, playoffs, you know, the NBA, they're getting their seeding down. And so the dudes are really playing hard, right? And so that's when I like to watch. And I would hold Justin in my lap, man, 3 months old, and he would watch the whole entire game, right? No crying, no nothing. Like if I give him a bottle, he'd just sit there and watch the game with me. So I thought that was pretty cool, man. He would actually watch too, like, you know, 3 months. I'm pretty sure he didn't know what was going on, but I think he liked what he saw. And the Bulls were sad that year. I think they were mediocre. They didn't make the playoffs. Outside of Ben Gordon, it was just, if you guys know who Ben Gordon was, he's an awesome scorer for the Bulls. But they had Joakim Noah and Ben Wallace, and they used to post up. Man, it was hard to watch. No offense if those guys ever see this, but man, I don't want to watch you guys post up. All right, so that finals actually was the Celtics beat the Lakers. That was a really good series, man. If you go back and watch like House of Highlights, they'll have the highlights. You can watch some really good games of Kobe and Paul Pierce going back and forth, and Kevin Garnett really put on the show. He ate Paul Gasol alive. It was awesome. All right, well, so fast forward from there, we moved back to Indiana, and so this was Justin's first basketball coach. His name is Phil. We actually ran into him a game this year, but it was at the Boys and Girls Club. I signed him up for a league at the Boys and Girls Club, and man, if my old Facebook account hadn't got deleted, man, I had these videos on there of Justin. Man, he was doing some of the most outlandish stuff that you ever seen, man. A 5-year-old kid do. It was some crazy stuff, but he was doing it with a smile, and he was so cool about it. You know, he was better than all the other kindergartners, but he was helping them score. He would even cheer the other team when they scored. Like, he really loved basketball, and I knew something was up. So Coach Phil, after the season's over, he's like, you know, I wouldn't keep him in Boys and Girls Club, you should sign him up for the Noblesville travel team. So we're in Noblesville, Indiana, and he's like, you should sign him up for the travel team. What comes up, find out they start at 3rd grade. So Justin was going into 1st grade, but Phil said, you know, he could probably make the team. The worst they can say is no, and that's always my philosophy too. So we took him to tryouts, and it was close tryouts, so I didn't get to watch. And he's 6, 7 years old, so he can't really tell me what's going on. He's just like, yeah, I'm doing okay. He told me he was doing okay. And they had 3 teams. They actually put him on the team. They put him on the bottom team. So he's in the 1st grade playing with 3rd graders, and they put him on the team. And he had a pretty good season. I was like, wow, okay. So the next year we try out again, and he makes the top team. Okay, and the top team for 3rd graders. So he's 2nd grader playing with the top team, 3rd graders. We had another 2nd grader playing too. And that team ended up winning. I'm gonna put this in air quotes. They won the state championship because, you know, it's not the whole state, but it was basically Central Indiana, and they did really good. But Justin started developing like a real competitive streak, and he didn't know how to control it, and he ended up wilding out. So 3rd grade, he plays 3rd grade with his regular grade, and he gets kicked out of a couple games, some technicals. It got so bad to the point where the head coach of our high school varsity came to a game. Justin got kicked out for talking to the ref, and he got suspended for a game by the head coach. It was that bad, man. I was mortified. I couldn't even watch the dude play without thinking he was going to do something. Think JJ Redick's attitude with Grayson Allen's ability to trip and hurt people. I'm railing on Duke, but no, picture that, and that's what he was doing. So if he missed a shot, the kid had no clue. If Justin took a shot and he missed a shot, he's coming for the kid. Like literally, trip him, knock him down, elbow him. It was bad. So we ended up having to take him off the travel team. But you know what? And I gotta give a shout out to my guy Ernest. He had a team so Justin's in 6th grade. Ernest had a team of 7th graders, and so we put him on that team. And shout out to Juan too. Juan, if you hear this, Juan was our starting point guard, and man, he put Justin in check. And I loved it, man, because he needed some inner city kids. We were kind of becoming, you know, he's the best player up here in Noblesville. And that's not to disrespect any of the kids from Noblesville. If you guys hear this, you know, we got some fine players up here. But Justin was the top player up here, and he needed to be put in check, and they did that. So shout out to Juan, shout out to Coach Ernest. That was cool. Team Chaos in the building. All right. And then after that, we moved on to Grand Park. And Grand Park is the Grand Park Premier. That is the Under Armour team here in Indiana. And Justin played pretty good there, man. We did 7th grade, 8th grade on that team. I ended up assistant coaching the 2nd year, which I despise coaching. It gives me gray hairs because the kids just don't do it the way I do it. But it's cool. Like I said, I'm not gonna make this about me. But Justin played really well there, and I think he got on some radars. And I want to give a shout out to my man Oscar too, because Oscar put Justin's name in the Indy Heat pipeline, which the Indy Heat is the Nike team. So we have there's the 3 big circuits are Indiana Elite, the 3 big circuits are Adidas, Nike, and Under Armour. And so for Adidas, you have Indiana Elite, which they contacted me about Justin playing. Grand Park, which they contacted me about Justin playing. Grand Park is the Under Armour team, and then the Indiana Heat is the Nike team. And Oscar put Justin's name down to the director, and he reached out to me. So all 3 of those teams reached out to me, and we had a decision to make. But I think the goal was to play on the Nike circuit. It is the best league in the country, and so I went to test and see where we were at, and so that's the team we went with. And this is just the first step. They have their first sessions coming up. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm not even that worried about it. He's either going to do well or do medium or whatever. This is all just practice for the big thing. So, I want you guys to keep up with us. This is just episode 1. These will get better, I promise. But I just kind of wanted to do a brief origin story of how we got to where we're at. I'll probably do at some point. I know a lot of kids are interested in how you play on these circuit teams, so I'll do a video and give my insight onto how you make these teams. And basketball is something I'm really into, and I'm really into it. I'm hoping to make a little mini documentary of their first session here in Atlanta coming up. So you guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any questions, please put a comment down and I'll answer as best I can. From there, we're going to just see how he does and get a good barometer of where we're at nationally. So you guys stay tuned. I appreciate you listening. Peace.